Welcome back to the GCSE Maths Pro YouTube channel. In this video, we will be looking at how to work out the volume of compound shapes. You might also know these as composite shapes. These are 3D shapes that have been made up of multiple other shapes. So here, for example, this could be split back into two separate cuboids. If you haven't already looked at the previous videos in the series, do check those out because that's where you'll find all of the formulas. So we've got a compound shape is made from two cuboids. Work out the volume of the compound shape. So it's up to you how you split up the shape back into its two cuboids. You could split it up vertically and have one rectangle on the left and one on the right, or you could split it up horizontally and have one at the top and one at the bottom. I think I'll probably just split mine across horizontally. So the bottom rectangle is a little bit easier to work out. We've got the front face or the cross section, which would be 4.2 multiplied by 13.5. And then to make it 3D, I just need to multiply it by the depth, which is 5.1. That gives me a volume of 289.17 centimeters cubed. So that's the bottom rectangle. I now want to work out the top rectangle. But when you have a look at it, we are kind of missing some measurements, or at least it's not as obvious, is it? So we do still have the depth is still the same, 5.1, but I want to know the height and the width, I guess you could call it, the other two dimensions. So they will always give you enough information to work it out, and you can also look at, well, what information haven't I used? We haven't used 8.5 and we haven't used 6.8 if you've done it my way, so those must obviously be helpful. So first of all, let's look vertically. I want to know this height here. If I look at all the other vertical measurements, I know that this one here is 4.2, and I know that this whole thing is 6.8. So having a look at those, can you see how the one that I'm missing and the 4.2 must add up to make 6.8? 6.8 is the total height, isn't it, of both rectangles? So I just need to subtract it, and I get 2.6. So the height of that rectangle would be 2.6. Now I just want to know my horizontal measurement across. So this measurement here, let's then compare it to all of the other horizontal measurements. I've got 8.5, that stops there, doesn't it? And then the total width across is 13.5, so it's kind of the same thing again. The bit that I'm missing would be 13.5 minus the other 8.5. That should give me just 5 centimeters. So now I have all the measurements I need for the top rectangle. We'll just work out the volume again. Would be 2.6 multiplied by 5, and then to make it 3D, we want the depth, which is 5.1. And that would be 66.3 centimeters cubed. Because the composite shape is made of two cuboids just stuck together, I'm just going to add those two volumes together. So 289.17 plus 66.3 gives me a total volume of 355.47 centimeters cubed. So there is our total volume. Okay, a compound shape is made from a cylinder and a hemisphere with radius 2.3 centimeters. So both of them have that radius. So here we have 2.3 centimeters halfway across. Work out the volume of the compound shape. So it's the same thing as before. We've got two shapes stuck together. We'll just work out the volume separately, and at the end you can add them. So you can start wherever you want. To find the volume of a cylinder, because it is a prism, I just need to work out the area of the circle and then multiply that by, in this case, the height. So pi r squared multiplied by the height, that would be pi times 2.3 squared multiplied by 9.2. Obviously that gives me loads of decimals, so I'll write down a few of those, 152.895. Now the hemisphere. You might have the formula for the hemisphere, or you might only be given the formula for a sphere, in which case you'd have to divide it by 2. So I'm going to go with that. Let's just assume that we only get the formula for the volume of a sphere as a whole, that would be 4/3 pi r cubed. Then don't forget to divide it by 2 if you need to. So now we just need to substitute in the radius, 2.3 cubed. And then divide it by 2. So that would be the whole sphere, and then let's divide it by 2. 25.4825 ... 4825 ... centimeters cubed. Now I just need to add them together. So I'll take the answer that I've already got here, just put add, and then I can write down the other answer with a couple of the decimals that I wrote down. Now my final answer is 178.377 ... So let's say to one decimal place, 178.4. So there's the volume of our compound shape. Okay, this time the compound shape is made from frustum and a hemisphere with radius 2.6. Work out the volume of the compound shape. So the hemisphere is the same as the one we've just done. Let's start with that. The whole sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, and then divided by 2. So our radius this time is 2.6. So cube that, and then divide it by 2. So the whole sphere would be 73.6. Divide that by 2 is 36.811. So we'll hold that there for a second. Now our frustum. If you remember, there's not really a specific formula for a frustum. It's more, we just need to subtract the big cone. That's why I've got this kind of dotted line here to show there's a big cone minus the small cone at the top that you can see as being cut off. So a cone is 1/3 pi r squared and then multiplied by the height. So for the big cone, we've got 1/3 pi, the radius is 2.6 squared, and the height, remember it's the big cone, so not just the frustum, but the whole thing, would be 2 lots of 1.9, so 3.8. Then you would want to subtract the small cone, which is 1/3 pi, but this is kind of where we hit a snag because we haven't actually been told the radius for the small cone at the top here, because that radius would actually be different. It wouldn't be 2.6. So the way that we can figure that out is by using similar shapes, the logic from that topic. We need to find a scale factor because the small cone is just the big cone multiplied by some kind of scale factor. So that would apply for the heights and for the radius. Now, we know that the big cone has a height of 3.8, and you can see here the small cone has a height of 1.9. So what would that be as a scale factor? 1.9 divided by 3.8 is a half. So the small cone is half the size of the big cone, which means, therefore, the small radius is half the size of the big radius. So that would be 1.3 centimeters. So now we can carry on, 1.3 squared, and then the height of the small cone is just the 1.9. So let's just type all of that into the calculator, and that would give me 23.537 ... So lastly, I just need to add them together. I'm going to take my answer here, so I've got all of those decimals, and then add the 36.811. We've got 60.348 ... So let's say 60.3. So there's our total volume. Okay, our last question, as we've done with all of the other videos in the volume series, we not only want to know how to work out the volume of different shapes, we also want to know how to use the volume of these shapes to work backwards to maybe find a length, a radius, a height, something like that. So in this case, the compound shape is made of a cone and a hemisphere with radius 5.4. The volume of the compound shape is 598.5 centimeters cubed. Work out the height of the compound shape. So let's add in the radius onto our diagram. The radius of both the hemisphere and the cone is 5.4. And we want to know the total height of the shape. So, because we've been given the volume as an actual number, that's kind of where we need to start in terms of creating a formula, creating an equation. So, let's add both of those together. For our hemisphere, it would be 4/3 pi r cubed over 2, remember to divide it if you're using the whole sphere formula. Then we would have added the cone, which is 1/3 pi r squared multiplied by the height. Now, don't mix this up though, because this height, this h, is the height of just the cone. The question is asking for the height of the whole shape, so just be aware of the difference there. And that's effectively a formula for the volume. Now, if we substitute in the information we know, we have the radius and the volume. So 4/3 pi times 5.4 cubed over 2, add 1/3 pi 5.4 squared multiplied by the height of the cone, because I don't know what that is, and that equals to 598.5. So now I've got this really big equation, but can you see that the only letter that I don't know is h, the height of the cone. And that would help us figure out the height of the whole shape. So all I need to do now is just rearrange this to solve it for h. There are many different ways to rearrange it. You might do it in a different order to me, you might do it differently to me. As long as we get the same value of h in the end, then that is fine. So this first fraction here, can you see, there's no letters, it's all numbers. So I can, technically, because this would be a calculated question, just subtract it. I kind of feel like you want to divide it, but it is a subtract because technically if you look here, it was added together on this side. So to move it across, it would be a subtract. So there we go, I just typed it in straight. Obviously, we get loads of decimals. Write down a couple of them, but keep this answer in your calculator for the next bit. So we are left with 268.708 ... on the right-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side, I could tidy this up a bit if I wanted to, or I could just straight away divide by all of this section. I'll show you. Technically, I'm left with this, aren't I? 1/3 pi times by 4.2 squared times, or multiplied by, the height. So I want to get the height on its own. I can just divide by all of that straight away. You can do it separately. You could divide by 1/3, and then divide by pi, and then divide by 5.4 squared. But if it's a calculated question, you might as well just divide by all of it. All of these three things are multiplied together, so just divide by all of that in one go. So using my answer button to copy all of the decimals, because we're not done, and use brackets, because we do still need to multiply these three things together. We've got 1/3, we've got pi, we've got 5.4, don't forget that it is squared. And there we are. That would be the height, 8.799, so I would probably round that to 8.8 because we are almost at the end of the question. The problem is you can do all of this and it's quite a lot of working, especially if you haven't done it in just 2 steps like we did here. If you have gone through and done it in multiple steps, as long as you get the same answer, that's fine. But what I'm saying is it can be quite easy to do all of this working out that is quite intricate and complex and go, yeah, I've got the height, great, 8.8. They asked me for the height, that's the answer. We can almost forget what the actual question was. The question was the height of the compound shape. This height, as we said at the beginning, is just the height of the cone. So yeah, that's great. We do need to know that. That is helpful. But there's one more thing we need to do. The total height of the shape includes the height of the hemisphere. And what does that mean? What is the height of the hemisphere? It almost feels like a trick question. The height of a hemisphere is effectively the radius, isn't it? It's from the centre to the circumference, or to one edge of the hemisphere. That is just the radius, which we know is 5.4. So it's only one more step, but the total height, we would have to take the 8.8 of the cone and the radius 5.4 to add them together. So the actual final answer would be 14.2 centimetres for the total height. But just make sure you can set up an equation based on the context of volume and then rearrange it to solve for another letter that might be missing. So that pretty much covers all of volume. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, feel free to go back and check them out. I will put them in the description below. Otherwise, thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and leave down below any questions or comments that you might have.